G'day everybody, Max right here, and just reporting some very, very interesting news in the Bitcoin space here today. So Twitter has announced they're going to be releasing this week integration with Bitcoin. That is 200 million users on the Twitter network that initially it's just going to be the Apple iOS users, and over the following weeks it'll be the Android users. But basically in the very, very near future, every Twitter account basically is going to be turned into a Bitcoin wallet instantaneously. It's going to allow tipping. That's free, instantaneous amounts of money that can be transferred between all the Twitter users. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'll give you $1 for a great tweet. I'll give you a penny for a nice something or other, just like that. Now, again, for those people in the first world, you know, tipping in Bitcoin, it's all a little bit whatever. Maybe it takes off, maybe it doesn't. But this side of Bitcoin has two very distinct parts. This part of Bitcoin, this free instantaneous payments, is unbelievably huge for people in the developing world. They don't have banks. They don't have an infinite amount of payment rails. Cash App, Visa, MasterCard, PayPal. They've got one, if they're lucky, very, very expensive, cumbersome way to do these things. They have Western Union. Can take up to 8 days in some third world countries. They can take a 50% commission in some third world countries. Nothing against Western Union. That was the best way to do it until now. So this is great for everybody, but this is unbelievably powerful for the developing world. The other side of Bitcoin, that's the side of Bitcoin that the first world cares more about. We want protection from having our savings eroded through inflation. So we like to just hodl. Bitcoiners in the first world just grab their Bitcoin and hold on for dear life because they see it going up very, very quickly. In the developing world, they see just incredible uses. They get that as well, but they also get, all of a sudden, the world's best, cheapest, fastest payment rails that the world has ever seen. So very, very powerful news. The entire world is going to get this over the next few weeks. To hear more about it, let's hear from CEO of Strike. That's Jack Mallers. And he, for those of you who don't know, he's CEO of Strike App. He and Strike App were the guys who started Bitcoin Beach in El Salvador, which led to the eventual president getting involved and El Salvador accepting Bitcoin as a national currency. So very, very important guys in the space. Let's hear from Jack now.
Let me make this point abundantly clear. The Bitcoin monetary network is the only global monetary network that they're integrating, and it is the only global monetary network to ever exist in human history. You're talking about a monetary network that can achieve digital bearer instrument cash finality instantly and at relatively no cost anywhere in the world at any time. You combine that with one of the biggest internet networks in Twitter, and all of a sudden you have absolute payment disruption that's been a long time coming, and I'm proud and excited to see it. Kelly, last time I was on here, we talked about the division between Bitcoin, the asset. This is this commodity-like, precious metal-like asset. And then there's Bitcoin, the network. This is a monetary network, like the Visa network, like the PayPal network, like the Western Union network. And it achieves monetary functions on a global network, instant global cash finality. So I'd like to divide those two, Kelly. And what we do at Strike is we escrow and settle the value globally, instantly, and at no cost, and allow you to interface with just dollars, just Japanese yen, just euros. So actually, in the Twitter Tips product as it is today and as it's rolling out as we speak, nobody's touching Bitcoin. We're just using Bitcoin to make tweeting at someone as easy as sending money at someone anywhere in the world, anytime, any place, any currency, it doesn't matter, right? So there needs to be a conceptual division of the network, which stands alone in its disruptive innovation for Bitcoin and the Lightning Network, than just the asset. You don't need to touch the asset to gain benefit from the network. Here's what instant global cash finality means at relatively no cost. A Western Union payment can take 0 to 8 days. Remittance to small emerging third world countries can be upwards to 50%. Why? Can the dollars that are sitting in my pocket in this women's closet land in another country in less than a second at no cost? No. How can any money do that? It has to be natively digital and bearer. That is the innovation of Bitcoin. Close your eyes and picture an actual physical Bitcoin traveling across an ocean, across a globe, across a continent, a border, and landing in a physical place instantly and at no cost. Bitcoin as a digital asset is the first money in human history to enable that. And it works everywhere in the world. What The internet did a communication in enabling instant communication protocol and a singular open standard for communication for the entire planet. Bitcoin network is doing that for money. You're going to see a grand dematerialization of all of these independent monetary networks that have fixed costs, credit risk, counterparty risk, balance sheet float. I'm talking about the Visas, the MasterCards, the Western Unions, and they're all going to get dematerialized onto a one singular global monetary standard that can perform settlement instant, perform settlement at no cost, and perform settlement in a borderless.
Okay guys, if you love to see Twitter integrating with Bitcoin and you see us just rocketing up this adoption curve as hundreds of millions of users just came on board instantaneously, then go ahead, smash that like button and hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you get all the future news about Bitcoin. Take care and I'll see you soon.